It's easier said than done, no, but you have to do it if you know that this is what you really want. Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Irene Ebube Chuku, and let me take these glasses off for a minute, okay? Because we're about to talk about some real ass shit right here. Can you cuss on YouTube? I don't know, but we're just gonna go ahead, okay? Today I was led to talk about how to say no. Okay, and I know that it is coming because this is something I used to struggle with a lot in the past. Sometimes I still find myself deep in the trenches of, oh my gosh, I don't want to make this person feel bad, or oh my gosh, I do not want to come out as a terrible person. And don't worry, we are going to unravel everything in this video. So fasten your seatbelt and let's enjoy this ride. As a recovering people pleaser, because mind you, the habit of not being able to say no, or you put people's wants and needs way above yours, that is people pleasing. That is a people pleasing habit, right? And as a recovering people pleaser, I know that I needed to get myself away from that state of mind, because even though I would say yes to the things that I don't even really want to say yes to, I always felt terrible afterwards, on myself, on the person, just resentment everywhere. This is something that you do not want, because once you start resenting someone else for your own inability to say no, baby, what are you doing? It's one life you got, and you have to make sure that you're making choices really based off of if you want to do them or if they benefit you or not. So let's talk about briefly where this might be coming from. Now, I'm the firstborn daughter of my family, and not just firstborn daughter, I'm the firstborn. I'm deep in the you have to look after your brother, you have to look after your siblings, you have to look after your parents, you have to look after this and this and this, and your needs and what you want to do with your life comes second or third. You know what I mean? So from an early age, it starts here, when you have to remove yourself as an option and place other people before. In the essence of looking at it, it's not exactly a bad thing, because you have to look after other people and see how your actions affect them. But when it's beginning to make you feel miserable, then that is where there's a problem, and it bleeds into relationship, your career, friendship, your marriage. If it's not taken care of, it bleeds into every single aspect of your life. So I'm going to start by saying this: get you this book. Now, this is Untamed by Glennon Doyle. Stop pleasing, start living. I really enjoyed this book, and it was the first book that really opened my eyes to see just how much in the trenches I was when it comes to not being able to say, no, I don't want that. No, I don't want to do that. This book is going to show you how to really express yourself. No matter how scared you are, your truth is going to offend someone, because it is going to offend people. People are not going to like the fact that you know what you want, or you don't want what they want, and that is okay. I really recommend you guys looking for this book. But the second thing I want to really touch on is starting to say no. I know it sounds, you just start like that. Yes, the best way to learn something is to start doing it in the first place, and it is easier said than words. I get it. We've all been there. Your brain is used to doing the things that you have allowed it get used to. To a point where familiarity gets comfortable, you have to be familiar with saying no. Sometimes I say no, and then I realize, oh, I really wanted to go for that thing, and I said no. That is to tell you that I have made my brain I have made it a habit to say no first. And then if I do want to go, if I really want to do that thing, I want to be a part of that thing, I say yes. Then it's even better, because I have thought about it aside from pleasing the other person to, oh, this could actually benefit me if I go. So it's just taking your brain from seeing other people as constant, as a pillar in your life and putting yourself as the pillar, and putting yourself as the constant. I am constant in my life. So whatever I'm doing, whatever my choices are, it's going to reflect back on me. What I used to do then was I would say no and see how the person reacts to me saying no. If there's a scrunch of their face, like, why don't you want to? Oh, why do you want me to go? Why do you want me to do that? Why do you want me to say that? Why do you want me to say yes? And you can now begin to see how you saying yes all the time has affected the trajectory of that relationship. You should try it out. Say no to someone who you've been used to saying yes to, and see what happens. See how they feel afterwards and how you feel afterwards. Saying no actually shows you a lot of things. Just keep that in mind. Okay, I've kind of touched about this in the second point, but pause. Whenever I'm in a situation where I have to choose whether I need to say yes or no, I realize that I'm always in an anxious, panicked state. It is very important to pause, especially if you're very goofy like me and you're just, oh yeah, let's do this. Okay, we're good. I'm always like that. And sometimes I say things that I don't mean, and I'm not gonna mean in the next 30 days. So you need to practice the pause. Okay, just hold it and then give an answer. You're like, you know what? Let me get back to you in 2 minutes. Let me get back to you at the end of the day. I do this EOD like mad, just so I can think of, the pros, the cons of whatever decision I have to make. Most people, when they want to take advantage of you, they are counting on you being jumpy. They are counting on you making hasty moves, hasty decisions. They want you to be fast. In this situation, if you really want to get deep into it, you have to practice the pause. When there's a decision being made, relax. It's easier said than done, no, but you have to do it if you know that this is what you really want. You need to pause, sit back, relax. Why do I want to do this thing? Do I even want to do it in the first place? What am I going to benefit out of doing this thing? These are the questions that you need to be asking, not if I don't do this now, this person might be angry with me, or do I want that? Or if I say no now to go into this event, this person might not want to invite me for another event. These are not thoughts that you should be thinking. Babes, you are the constant in your life, and you should not be scared about who's leaving or who's staying based off on your yes or no to decisions. Okay? Something very important is to seek counsel. Now, this could be your friend, this could be your therapist, this could be your parents, this could be anybody. But one thing I missed out early on is I would ask people whose life I do not even want to imitate, or whose life I do not even want to live. Which means that they are going to give you answers based off of their own personal experiences and their own life. So if it's a person whose life you do not want to emulate, if it's a person whose life or whose habits you do not want to have, you have no connection. You have nothing to do there. There's no need to seek counsel from such a person. How do I know if this person is actually a friend or a foe? How do I know if this is the right relationship for me to get into based off on XYZ? Seek good counsel, but make sure that whoever it is that you're asking these questions to, you admire, you would emulate, you would want to live their lives in the first place. Last and final one is, what do you want for yourself? What do you want out of life? What do you want your life to look like? When you know these things, you then can say no to the things that you don't want in the first place. But if you don't know, how would you say no? Sit down, take a book, and write out what you want your life to look like in the next 5 years. And then do away with the things that would not make your life look like that in the next 5 years. 5 years is even too much. In a year, what do I want my life to look like in a year? When you write it down month by month, day by day, you would know what you are not supposed to say yes to. You know the opportunities to grab and the opportunities to stay away from. You know the people to hang out with and the people to not hang out with. So, who do you want to be in the next 1 year? What do you want your life to look like in the next 1 year? That is a question you should be asking. That is all I have for you today. This is just like a spur of the moment thing, and of course I look pretty so you guys must see me. Hello. I hope to catch you in my next video. Do take care of yourself and have a fantastic day and week. I love you, but God loves you the most. Mwah. Bye.